Star Trek.
Oh, that Patrick. Yeah. Oh, the little bald guy. Oh, I love
this
him.
Is like
yeah.
Well, I mean, he's not totally bald. Silver hair, big brawny Euro gent. I just, and every time he walks into class, I do the Doris Day head tilt. Just my head goes to one side. In my head, I'm singing Pillow Talk, and he's doing scenes from A Streetcar Named Desire. And really, so am I.
Is he?
I don't think,
Is he eligible?
Well, I've looked. He doesn't have a wedding ring on, but you know what? He is so courteous and attentive to me that I'm just assuming he's a heterosexual. Because you know how New York is.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, I see there. So now you mentioned the lovely Miss Doris Day. I'm obsessed with I'm watching the Doris Day show now on DVD.
And why doesn't she have an honorary Oscar?
It's true. Why doesn't she do our show? But she won't do any publicity.
No. Last year was a very tough year for her.
What would happen?
Well, she lost her son.
Poor little
I have, her movies are starting to come out on DVD. Let me tell you, people just think of her Pillow Talk. They should see her Love Me or Leave Me, where she's drinking, getting slapped by Jimmy Cagney. There is one Doris Day movie that has not made it to DVD or VHS, and it was from early in her career. And I remember watching this movie when I was a kid. I went, I should not be laughing, but I am laughing because this movie is just so freaky. I think it was called Storm Warning. And at the end, Doris Day gets killed by the KKK. And you look at that scene and you go, did I just see that?
You wouldn't imagine that, that she would.
Guys would the sheets on their heads and everything, kill Doris. If she pushes them freckles together, she gonna look like she black. Let's just shoot her now.
What a terrible... Push those freckles together. I'm Bobby Rivers. I am just horrified. So wait,
Jaglin's laughing.
Yeah, no, it is really funny. We're horrified, but inside I'm howling. Outside I'm vaguely horrified. Inside howling. So anyway, Mr. Bobby, 866-305-6887 is the number to call. Mr. Bobby Rivers, and he'll chat with you. Now, Bobby,
yes. So
you're on basically now that the show Top 5 on the Food Network is not in production, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's on more than it was then.
Okay,
You're a strip series now.
I'm a strip. That means they show your show is on Monday through Friday. Now, somebody, fortunately for me, another fan of mine who logs onto the website, emailed me about 5 weeks ago and said, you've got to check your local listings for Top 5. And in fact, the guy who was my Top 5 producer was in town. He thought the show had been canceled. I said, no, it wasn't canceled. We just went to 1 day a week, which was like, Thursday afternoon at noon Eastern and Pacific. The show is now on Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern and Pacific. So within the last 5 to 6 weeks, I've gotten more on-street recognition. People yell at me, hey, the food dude, hey, Bobby Rivers, hey, Bobby Rivers. But in fact, I've been saying I can't afford any more national exposure. I need a job. Because that was non-union, so I don't get 1 red cent for those repeats. So but you hope that the FaceTime is going to lead to other work. And honestly, lately it hasn't been bad. The acting classes are a lot of fun. I am loving my classes, so I'm learning a lot from that. And as far as the broadcast side and putting up with boneheaded execs like I did, who shall remain nameless,
for the time being,
I'd rather do more performing. Like you and I would both rather play Uncle Arthur, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think it would have been good. I think it would. We had a poll off before. We just did.
Did you?
Yeah. Someone called up and wanted to talk to the poll. No, it was good. It was. There's the guy who I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy who does the one-man show as Paul Lynde. It was frightening.
I've never seen it.
It was frightening because it was so spot on. It really was. It was very spooky.
You interviewed him, didn't you?
We had him on the show, but by phone, and it was like, oh my God, I'm talking to the dead.
Yeah, I had a phone interview with Paul Lynde when I way back.
The real Paul Lynde.
The real Paul Lynde. Yeah.
Why do I not know this?
A friend of mine who was in Milwaukee and is currently working on a station in Milwaukee had taped it, and he sent me a copy, and I would just remember how funny he was just on all the time. Brilliant and fast comic mind. Now, about Paul Lynde, let me relate this back to you. So I'm in L.A. after the meeting, get together with some cool guys in West Hollywood at the apartment where my cousin and I were staying, and some guys came over. And we were putting on DVDs, and one said, hey, did you ever see Tickle Pink? the TV Land show, and there I got to watch your lovely face, your lovely bearlicious face, on a big screen in West Hollywood, and that was a project that I tried to get involved with, not on camera, but in the production side, because there was a call for people who know vintage clips from TV sitcoms and are gay friendly, and there was I don't understand why, but there was some resistance to letting me in. It was like, we don't need a host. No, I'm not contacting you to be a host. I've had a talk show. I've been a researcher, a segment producer. I know these clips. I'm black. I'm gay. I can help. No. So they wouldn't even help me. So I'm watching the show about, with the gay clips and gay friendly situations. You were terrific.
Thank
what
you.
you said. But I'm watching that. And then my cousin and I looked over at each other and we thought, God bless him for doing this. And Linda Ellerby, Lucky Duck Productions, does some great stuff. There weren't any black people openly gay talking. And I thought, if I had been involved with that project, I would have put on clips of Flip Wilson as Geraldine, which was gay and straight people love that. And after I was done at VH1, RuPaul had a talk show on VH1. I think it lasted maybe a year, maybe longer, but Ru was there. So, Lord knows he's openly gay. So what do you think about that? How come there still seems to be is there a color line, or am I just being too sensitive?
I don't know. But I think it's I certainly mentioned that they should talk to you for stuff, not just to them, but when I've done talking head things, I always mention you, and I always say, you should definitely talk to him.
They probably don't think I'm a big enough celeb. I mean, people.
I'm a big enough celeb.
Well, you know what? But I think more people are hearing you here on Sirius than are watching Top 5. And Top 5 was like a great acting assignment. An acting assignment is like, it's not in fact, they asked me to pull back on personality so I wouldn't eclipse the food. So,
we've all eclipsed food once in a while, haven't we?
When you've been in show business for 20 years and you get to the point where you're second fiddle to a baked Alaska, then you call your therapist like Marilyn did. Then I had to bump bushes with Joan Crawford.
Who would be your person now that I think of it?
Who would my therapist?
No. Who do you have to bump pussies with to be the equivalent of Joan Crawford?
Who? God, me? Elaine Stritch? Wouldn't you love to just hear that climax in? Kiss me here.
No, I'm so scared of you, Bobby Rose. I just am. So, anyway, are we going to the phones? Is that what this is? Or we're
one for Mahler.
You don't want to hear that in bed, I don't think. So, oh, my God. Eric.
Is this our Eric?
That's our Eric.
Our Eric.
Eric from Chicago.
Papa.
Our webmaster.
How you doing?
Web mistress.
Baby.
I think it's web mistress, but I don't want to
He
say
likes when I call him webmaster.
Depends on the guy.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm actually on my way to a meeting, so I didn't want to miss any of you.
Is it hot there in Chicago today?
Oh, no, it's a lovely 85 or something.
Oh, honey, it's like
It's market days this weekend.
it's like being in Satan's jockstrap.
Wait,
What?
it's market days in Chicago.
What does
this
that
week.
mean, market days?
People go to the market and buy vegetables.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not. No, it's market days. No, it's isn't it like the hall? It's the Leather Fest kind of thing, isn't it, or no?
No, that's IML. Market days is where they block off Halstead from Belmont to Addison and put up 3 stages, have about 40 musical acts, and Lady Bunny's going to be here.
The Lady Bunny. Do you have any of your friends performing in it?
My friends?
Yeah, any of your friends performing?
Jinx Titanic is performing.
Jinx Titanic.
They used to be Super 8 Cum Shot.
Super 8 Cum Shot was the name of the band, but now they're called Jinx Titanic.
Exactly.
I think that's a good name, Jinx Titanic. That's a good name for a drag queen act. Jinx Edsel Titanic would be the name.
Super 8 Cum Shot. That was the original title, and then we switched it to Charmed on the WB.
Hey, Eric, thanks a lot for your call, and take care, doll. We'll talk to you later on. All right. Oh, my Super 8 Cum Shot led to Charmed. I do like the way you think. Dory, are you ready to have a guy who says things like that in your studio as opposed to 3,000 miles away, or no?
He'll have to learn there are different rules that apply here.
You have to worship the Yabos if you're there.
I will worship the Yabos.
Oh, my God.
Where are you located? What street corner are you?
She's a Wilshire girl.
I can't tell you exactly where I am because then my fan might show up.
Her fan might show up.
Oh, Lord.
With an epilady.
And that's so not Quaker.
An epilady and a Tootsie Roll. It's terrible. Oh, my God.
An epilady
and a Tootsie Roll. It really is.
I'm on Wilshire Boulevard.
I've got a U-Haul it, and I rented a DVD of Friendly Persuasion. Want to come on over?
You're free associating now. That's it.
Be my love. Okay, yeah.
I've lost control of my show.
Fine. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I actually know a Quaker film starring Gary Cooper.
What?
That was Friendly Persuasion.
Dory, do you know about
that
this?
film? Yes,
No.
of course.
No, I don't know anything.
Dorothy McGuire and Gary Cooper, and she said, "The art hung," or something like that, I think.
Oh. Hey, speaking of hung. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you read that story that Mike Tyson has a 14-inch cock?
I didn't have to read it. I heard that years ago.
14 inches?
According to court records in his rape trial.
What? Don't. You're sitting there saying all black guys have 14 inches. No, that's what
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not.
No, what are you holding back on?
No, but way back during, remember the rape trial?
Yes.
And there was another woman.
Comedy gold, by the way. No,
Comedy gold.
I'm sorry.
But there was another woman who described him as, quote, ungodly big. So.
That sounds godly if you ask me.
Well, would make me call out the name of the Lord. Oh, Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, Daddy.
I told you. That's like a week at Hickory Farms all in one night.
Delicious.
There was
you'd never walk again, but you wouldn't care. It'd be fine.
Unfortunately, I kind of taped this because I knew they were going to repeat it on sports where he was having a weigh-in, and this was years ago. So, you've seen guys when they weigh in, they're standing on the scale and basically a jock strap. So he's standing there, and I went, damn. And, there you have it. So I thought, see, this is why Robin Givens really didn't want to give up on all that stuff. It wasn't just about the money. It wasn't just about the
Okay, tell me you wouldn't want to put a little baby bonnet on it. Wouldn't you want to just burp it a little bit? Wouldn't that be cute? Just tie a little baby bonnet on the head of it and just, if it's 14 inches long.
No. Put puppets on that thing, like Greg the Bunny.
Puppets.
What are those?
That animal.
Don't you go to the movies now? You see those paper bags talking at you?
Fandango!
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Do Fandango commercials with Mike Tyson's dick.
I would.
So, what time y'all showing Hustle and Flow?
Make sure you have your tickets from Fandango.
That movie would be #1 at the box office this coming weekend.
It's not that much hustle, but there's a lot of flow. Yeah. Wow, I'm glad I wore my waders, I'll tell you. Bobby Rivers, it's always a pleasure having you here.
It is a pleasure to be here.
Will you come back sooner? I don't want you to wait this long next time. You can't be gone for this long.
Do you need a secretary? Is there something clerical?
Yes, I do actually. Well, here's Mrs. Wiggins' skirt. Now you put this on. So people should look for Top 5.
It's a nice
every day.
Top of my resume.
Yes.
Yes, you can watch me on Top 5 Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern and Pacific, or as we black folks say, specific time. And other than that, log on to BobbyRivers.com if you want to send me a message or just read what is going on in this thing I call my mind.
Yes, and it's blogalicious. It just is. You have to check it out. BobbyRivers.com. Check it out. And the Bobby Rivers in real life is even better. Thanks so much for being here,
visit me in L.A.
I would love to.
Next time you're there, she'll tell you. She's actually, Dory is good when you're auditioning for stuff. She calms you right down, and she's like, "Look, you're not going to get it anyway. So you feel better." No, actually, it's not true. No, she really was when I was doing, she was very encouraging. She was really good.
Okay.
And then
to
my face, I don't care if it's behind my back. You don't care what, I mean, that's what you're supposed to talk behind people's backs. It's just modern. Anyway, when we return to the Frank DeCARO Show, a little TV news, a little chat about the weekend, and
what time's Hustle and Flow showing? Look at my dick for show times.
And scream Fandango! Actually, we're going to do Italian films, Fandango. That's going to be my thing. Log on to fandango.com. Yes, that's it. You're listening to the Frank DeCARO Show on Sirius LQ 149.